It's not a bad place to call home.
It is a very nice place.
David, if you can go full. Right, full, but actually Ian, the small blind.
Couple of Cowboys here for Ian.
Could get sneaky with a limp. He's gonna go with the normal
He
raise.
raises to 160,000.
Joe is going to at least call.
And Joe makes the call. Heads up to the flop. Flop is ace, 7, 5, 2 hearts.
Ace, 7, 5. Couple of hearts out there. That's not going to affect either player. Ian's hand far and away the best still. Let's see how he plays.
Ian bets 150,000. Joe calls.
Spicy float from from Joe. And the ace 5-7 with the queen 10. Just not relenting.
Jack of clubs there. Turn. Yeah.
Sorry, not relenting because he knows that Ian's going to bet that flop 100% of the time that he raises pre-flop or near it. And that is a good card to bluff with. Got a little bit more equity with the gut shot after the jack comes.
Joe bets 370,000.
You just hate to lay down kings.
Yeah, he's not going to be folding kings on this flop.
Why not?
On this.
Why not? Because of the ace.
Well, it's blind versus blind, and you're up against a guy who's creative and tough. The only reason to fold right now is because you know a big bet is coming on the river, and you're not going to call that too. So if you are going to call the river, or if you don't know a big bet is coming, then you have to be calling here because Joe can call wider. Oh no!
Oh, devastating card for Ian.
That is unbelievable.
He makes his set on the river, and that gives Joe Broadway just crushing. So if Ian had any doubt in the back of his mind what you guys were talking about with being worried about that ace, no longer. Instead, it runs out perfectly for Joe. It sets a huge trap for Ian.
And Ian goes with a big lead, I think.
Ian bets out 800,000.
And Joe is going to shove, and
Sure
he is going
enough.
to call.
This is a game changer. 800,000 is the bet. 2.2 million already in the center. And yeah, like you said, Tyler, I don't see there being any way all the chips don't get him here.
The look back.
Poor Ian, this is not fair.
That is the worst card in the deck for him.
Joe goes all in.
Yes, wow. Yeah, wow indeed.
Two biggest stacks at the table.
Wow, he's actually considering this. This is amazing. I would have high-fived people and called already.
It's taken 30 seconds so far.
Would have had to stop you on your victory lap and tell you didn't win.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just when you think it's your dream card, it's your death card, you know? I mean, it's such a terrible card for Ian. He's burning through those time extensions. But like you said, Tyler, he's really considering this.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
It's his second 30 seconds.
There's no way he gets away from this, right?
He has 8 of those time extensions.
Would be pretty amazing. Look at him. He knows that he's beat somehow. That's unbelievable.
How can he think he's beat here?
I don't know. I'm shocked.
takes a third 30 seconds. And he's stacking up those time chips.
This is unreal that he's considering getting away from this.
This is my fourth one, if I hit it again.
And yeah, the time's wearing on him. Maybe without the time, maybe he would get away. Can't believe
Fourth
it.
time extension. And he's just stacking them up.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
I guess I can't wait 30 minutes to find out before I make a decision, huh?
5.
Incredible.
This is unreal.
I'm like riveted right now.
Oh my god. What the hell to do?
Oh my God.
It'd be unbelievable fold.
I'm just gonna keep using it until my hand's killed, huh? Another one?
6 time extensions. So I know how long he's waited on this one. 3 minutes.
Not gonna be in a spot this hard again.
I'm the worst.
Why is he beating himself up?
He folded.
Oh my
He let it
God.
go.
What is that?
That is unbelievable.
What an
That
incredible
is so
fold.
awesome.
Wow.
Joe's sick.
Wow.
Joe is sick in this
Wait
spot.
till he sees what he has.
Joe's hand was perfectly camouflaged. How did he figure that out? Tyler, take us through
I
that.
can't.
Action on Matthew Guan. 16.2 million in his stack with pocket sixes. Part-time poker pro and day trader from San Jose, California, with a raise to 400,000.
When Daniel finished 11th in 2001, he was chip leader with 12 players left. He got involved in a huge pot that crushed him. Ace-king against pocket sixes all in. He says he'd play it differently now and avoid the coin flip situation.
Joe McKeon, not a chip leader, but those cards could help improve his standings. Pocket aces.
Pocket aces and the signature stare.
A re-raise to 1,125,000. Budaroni now.
It's been 3-bet. What's he going to do with 9-8 off? Take 5 seconds, then muck it. Maybe take 10 seconds.
And muck it he does. In the big blind, Daniel with ace-king.
The wrong time for ace-king.
The stare. Daniel with a 4-bet. Those are the chips he just won from knocking out his friend and buddy.
Uh-oh, McKeon has to multitask 2 people to stare at.
The original raiser, Matthew Guan, with sixes, and he gets rid of those.
Okay, so McKeon will stare, check his chips, then maybe stare again before 5-betting all in.
Daniel has McKeon covered. But McKeon with the hand.
I'm all in.
We raise all in.
How much? Shade under 10.
They call me Cole 4, you know, because I'm Mr. 4-bet guy. Oh, and you move in, huh?
9.81.
You know I don't usually do that, right? I mean, I just want to make sure you know I'm not like the 4-bet guy.
Daniel with ace-king again like he had in 2001 with 2 tables left, except this time, it wouldn't even be a coin flip. He'd be in awful shape.
I think most people would have already given you your money, but I'm probably not, because I think you have a very, 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 very good hand. Like the best possible hand.
Daniel's so good. I don't know how he ever loses. For real.
Because he doesn't listen to what he says.
What would Helmuth do? I already know. Question is, what do I do? Probably the same thing as him, I think. Got aces.
I think Daniel feels the absolute worst hand McKeon could have here is queens, but it's probably aces or kings. This would be for 70% of Daniel's remaining stack.
Daniel gives it up.
What did you fold, Daniel?
Ace king.
McKeon picked up the best starting hand at an opportune moment.
Ace-9 suited for Joop van der Bijgaard in the big blind. Any chance he squeezes?
With the suited ace and the odds he's getting in the pot, he's probably going to call, but it wouldn't be a bad spot with Ben just calling on the button.
How much it is? 65. I call.
Maybe alarm bells are ringing that Ben didn't 3-bet. Didn't know he had a call button.
Maybe he just wants to see a flop.
And what a flop. Ace-9 deuce with 2 clubs. Top set for Wilanowski. Top 2 pair for Van den Bijgaard. And the flush draw for Jeffrey Hakim. He had the pre-flop betting lead. It's been checked to him.
Disastrous flop for everybody but Wilanowski. A Hollywood poker writer couldn't have scripted this cooler any better.
93,000.
Considering he has the board completely crushed, I like a flat call. It conceals the strength of his hand and it allows for opponents to make mistakes.
193.
He is going to raise. He sticks 100,000 on top. So what does Joop do with top 2?
Pristine opportunity to re-raise. He is out of position. He can't just flat call. He has to raise the price of admission. Show's about to get expensive.
So he 3-bets to 530,000. He's stuck in about a third of his stack.
No, Hakim can't call it all off with the flush draw.
How much do you have behind?
When Wilanowski gets a count, he may well think that Joop van den Bijgaard has committed himself to this pot.
And for that reason, he may stick him all in to risk no clubs.
I'm all in.
He has shoved on Van den Bijgaard.
He looks disgusted. I'd be happy.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Having committed a third of his chips, he's not meant to pass a hand this strong.
He has top 2 on a board where it's very difficult for any hand to have him beat. I would already be eliminated from the tournament by now.
I'm in the same boat. My chips would have gone across the line, the cards would have gone on their back, and I would have said NHGG.
Such a big hand, but it can beat anything.
How do you put Wilanowski on a set here?
Joop is clearly thinking Ben does not have a bluff in his range.
Can have aces. Can have aces.
Does have aces.
That's so sick.
He put aces in his range.
Maybe it's because Wilanowski just called pre-flop that makes him think he does have aces.
The first time ever that I don't really know what to do and I don't have a good plan.
I do that to people.
I guess. I hate myself. You would show if I fold? Talking all the time, and now you're saying, don't say anything.
Interesting read.
Oh.
I'm just not going to answer that question.
No, I know.
Makes you feel better, though. I don't hate you.
I'm sorry?
I don't hate you. You just said you hated yourself. I kind of like you.
I don't like myself.
You has picked up on the fact that Ben has gone quiet. He's the chattiest man in poker, and suddenly he's gone as still as a statue. He's laid it down! That is an amazing fault!
Van den Bijgaard should feel extremely proud. That is a spot where the majority of poker players would have gone broke.
you said, it looks really strong as well because you're racing into the two chip leaders, Bachikowski and Ido, both have 3 million. It's gonna look incredibly strong to just disregard that fact. Starts re-raising them, but it doesn't matter. You have to do it sometimes.
So Greenwood is going to 3-bet the ace king.
Thank you. Oh, yep, no problem.
This is 6-handed. Bachikowski picks up king queen again.
Wow.
Back to back, but this time there's a raise and a 3-bet in front of him. Just going to lay it down. Sergio Ido, queen jack suited. It's a reasonable hand to play. It's out of position. He knows he's a big stack, and he's getting 3-bet by not the shortest stack. So he is slightly worried. He knows Greenwood's aggressive, so just gonna make the call here. Ido flops top pair, Greenwood. In this same spot, he bet 100,000 last time. I wonder if he will do it again.
Yeah, queen high flops notoriously tough to play when you have ace king.
Yeah, the type of hands your opponents will call with are king, queen, ace, queen. Very queen heavy. Action on Greenwood. Going to bet 100,000 again. So he makes the call. Turn card's a 10, gives Greenwood extra outs. He could hit a jack. So here's Sam Greenwood here, thinking maybe my opponent has like pocket 9s, pocket 8s. Maybe I can bet again and get those hands to fold. He's going to reach for a little bit of chips here. 400,000.
It's a really good barrel spot if you want to get some fold equity, because also you just gain some outs, yeah. And this is a really tough call normally when you have an underpair.
Sergio Ido does have top pair. Does know his opponent would likely multi-barrel ace king, king jack type hand, so he isn't going to fold. 1.5 million in the middle. Records a jack.
Wow.
Sergio Ido makes top 2 pair. Greenwood makes the nut straight.
What a card. Greenwood has a perfect all-in amount left.
Yeah, he has about 75% of the pot remaining. If he was to bluff, what size would he use? That's what he's thinking about. Using one shot clock. Greenwood with the nuts in the tank. He's gonna reach for, that's all of the chips.
What a decision.
Wow, so Sergio Ido, it's 1.19 million. If he calls and is wrong, he goes down to the bottom 2 stacks.
He just has to wonder to himself, also, would my opponent value bet here with aces or kings?
Yeah, would he make this sizing with aces and kings? That's the question he's going through. Is it only like trips plus?
Yeah.
This is a very tough spot. He knows his opponent would likely multi-barrel ace king here. Wow, if he can get away from this one. Like he was happy to see the jack, now he's a little bit sick about it. Sergio trying to think about what his hand looks like. Does it look weak where he feels he needs to call? It'd be very hard for a hand like King Queen and Ace Queen to call or shove here, for example. So maybe he's thinking he's trying to move him off of a hand like that.
Oh. So many hands you can also discount from Greenwood's play there. I don't think he's going to bet a 10 on the turn. He's not going to shove a jack as a bluff on the river. There's too much at stake for that.
You got to respect this tank with top 2 pair.
Yeah.
He is behind. Sergio Ido in the tank still. Use 3 time bank chimps. That's 4 time bank chips.
It'd be devastating to his stack if he loses this one. And like you said, like props to him for taking this long, and we still don't know what he's gonna do either.
Yeah, I mean, I can really see him folding and calling. They both seem okay to me. This is some high-level poker right here, if he can get away from this.
What an incredible fold!
Sergio Ido showing you why he's one of the best in the game. Folds top 2 pair.
You guys getting started off in here now.
That was amazing.
10 raises to 77,000.
Pretty good-sized raise here. Over to Elky now.
Queen Jack of diamonds. And reaches for chips.
Well, certainly a hand good enough to see a flop with, especially when you've already got...
I raise.
Wow. He's going to raise it. Pretty aggressive play here. Looks like he's going to raise, yeah.
Makes it 120,000 more.
So Tan now, decision time. He's put 77,000 in already. 120,000 more. Ace Queen, a very difficult hand to play. He is going to call. So a big pot brewing here. Elky will have to act first after the flop, so Tan has position, and he also has the best hand.
And here is the flop. It is Queen 8-5.
Well, and a dangerous flop it is. Elky has to go first. I would imagine he'd have to bet here. No!
Wow, he's going to check. He's going to set the trap.
Looks like he wants to go for the check raise on the flop here. Expecting Tan to bet. Slow playing his top pair. But Tan has the best hand.
210,000. And Tan bets 210,000. Now we see what Elky has planned.
Big trouble for Elky here. He checked the flop, looking for some action. Tan bet. What Elky doesn't know, of course, is that Tan has him beat, has him dominated. As you can see, just 13% chance to win. He would have to catch a jack or running straight cards. This could be trouble. Wow!
And Elky lets it go. An amazing read.
That is an incredible laydown in this type of situation. To re-raise before the flop and then check fold on the flop. That might be one of the greatest reads I've ever seen.